Tell me about the work you've been doing for the last 5 or 10 years. I know you've done a variety of things, and also your media is incredible. So, by the way, everyone should definitely subscribe to your YouTube channel, and I'm really glad you're creating your own media channel as well, because I know for a long time, you were on other people's shows and doing people's documentary films, which are great. But what have you been spending your life talking to people about? I know you speak to corporate people, athletes about gambling, kids. Tell me.
Well, Brian, I've been very fortunate the last 25 years. I never planned to be a public speaker. I kind of backed into it. For some reason, a demand was created for just me to come and speak to people on different levels. And, I wrote a couple of books, and I have my life story, A Blood Covenant, and then I wrote a business book, I'll Make You an Offer You Can't Refuse. I've done a number of documentaries. And so I get called to speak at all sorts of events, whether they be business related, sports. I've done so much with professional and college sports, warning players and personnel about the dangers of gambling and the relationships that they keep. And I speak probably 100 times a year in events. And it's been a great, great experience for me. And, a lot of my events this year were canceled and postponed until next year. As a matter of fact, I had a United Kingdom tour in July and August that was postponed until next year. I'll probably be there in March, United Excellent. Kingdom, Denmark. So I do a lot of corporate stuff. COVID for me gave me an opportunity to do something that I've been wanting to do for years. And that is be a personal coach, a life coach, a business coach. And so we created that platform during this whole COVID session. And now I have over 6,000 people in a community. They become my crew members. It's a free community where we share ideas. I bring encouragement. They encourage one another. Great. It's become a wonderful platform that people are doing well in, and it's growing unbelievably day by day. And then I am now doing personal life skills, leadership, and business coaching. And that's growing. I have a whole bunch of people now that I'm personally involved with. And, look, I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of insight, both in business and in life. And I love to share it with people. I mean, I've been doing that for 25 years. So that's really growing. I have my YouTube platform now. I'm all over social media. I'm writing another book. That book is called A Mafia Democracy. And Brian, this is not a gimmick. This is a legit book. I am telling you that the government in the United States has adopted a Machiavellian ideology that is so similar to the way we operated on the street. And this is going to be a very factual book where I'm going to point to examples where our government is turning very Machiavellian. People say to me all the time, Mike, the mob would do a better job running the government than the government. I said, you don't want the mob running the government. The mob is not supposed to run the government. The government, is a lawful operation is supposed to run the government. But, that book will be released early next year. I'm writing it now. And then I'm very, very excited, Brian. For the last 20 years, people have been trying to make a movie on my life and all this. And we never really wanted to do it. My wife was against it. And but this year, timing is everything in life. And I signed a deal with a major production company. And as a matter of fact, my partner in the deal is a gentleman from London. His name is Dal Singh. And we formed a production company, Great Fame Productions. Great guy. And I'm sure he's watching this right now. And we have a television series that will be coming out, I'm sure, next year, written by an A-list writer. It's probably the biggest independent production company in the business. I can't reveal it because they want to announce it when they're ready to announce it, which will be shortly. But it's going to be a television series based upon my life. And we're very excited about it. We'll do some other productions too. So, I have a lot going on. I'm just very fortunate, I've worked hard, Brian, all my life. Nothing comes easy. You work hard, but we're seeing the fruits of that now. So we're really excited about it. I have another partner. It's funny. I have a good partner from London, and I have a great partner from Australia, and his name is Tibor, and we're doing some things entertainment-wise together. So this past year has been very interesting for me. Really very, very fortunate.
Well, Michael, you really are a unique asset because, again, if you go to that list of 50, and again, how the hell does Forbes know what the 50 are? But say they were 80% right, which they probably were. You're one of the only surviving guys who can actually tell it like it is. And so in that way, you're kind of a living legend where tapping into your knowledge about the realness and what happened and what didn't happen, it's something, we're not going to have you around forever. And you're one of the few guys that kind of your story's out there and you can continue telling these stories. Is that why you think people resonate with you?
I think so. I look, you got to be honest. I'll tell you a story. I went to Singapore and I did a big event. We had about 1,800 people there, Singaporeans. And it was a business related event. They all want to hear my story. So I tell my story and my host comes in and they say to me, Michael, we promised some of our VIP people a Q&A afterwards. I said, fine. He said, but Singaporeans don't ask a lot of questions. They're very polite. They're very, reserved. We may put a shill in the audience and he'll ask a few questions. I said, hey, no problem. We'll go home early, right? Brian, I kid you not. I was there for 2 hours answering questions. But what are the questions? Where is Jimmy Hoffa buried? All about John Gotti. I'm saying, how do these people know this? I'm in Singapore. The point being, the mob genre is worldwide. People know about it everywhere. The biggest movie ever in China, I'm told, is The Godfather. I have a big following in China. I don't understand them because everything they send me is in Chinese. So I don't know what this, they may be saying bad things about me. I don't know, but I have a big following there. And what do I attribute this to? It's the media, it's the movies. So they've given me a platform that I've been able to, again, like I said, when I was in the mob life, I used the mob life to benefit me in business. And now I'm trying to use the platform that the media and Hollywood has given me to try to really be a benefit to people and be an encouragement. Because, you could tell a lot of stories, but if there isn't a good moral to the story, if you're not helping people with it, what's the sense? And so I always try to inject some of my experience that could be helpful to people.